nothing there. So we'll get to see. Now let's take a look real quick. Does Wienburg have the hate for Dredge? You know, I know he was playing with a Tormod script on the table before the game, but it does not seem to be in his actual list.
He does have one Relic of Progenitors.
Yeah, he's got that. And
but that is very. I mean, well, he can search it up with the Trinket Mages. So.
Right, but I mean, it's one hate card, and you want to count it as 3 if you want to say, okay, he's got 2 Trinket Mages that he can grab it with.
3 hate cards isn't great.
Right, well, we'll see what happens. I mean,
he does have. I mean, he has counter spells too.
Judging from Dredge's reputation is if you have the hate, you're okay. You know, you can beat it. But if you don't have the hate, it just wins.
Right.
And judging from these lists, it doesn't look like Wienburg has enough. I would think just 1 relic is not enough to hate out Dredge.
Yeah,
it's enough to keep him honest a little bit. You know, enough to possibly.
That seems like something you can recover from.
Yeah, possibly maybe. If he blows it at the right time, you know, uses it at the right time, it may keep him in the game. So I don't want to count this guy out. Ben Wienburg's obviously a good player.
Right.
And Sean's a good player too. Sean, writer for Star City Games.
So I just got a text from my buddy Tim, and he says that one of the guys who top 16 the Standard Open beat us, me and him, at Two-Headed Giant at Worlds.
In 2007.
2007.
How many rounds did you guys even play?
We played 2 rounds. It was such a
pretty
brutal
bad.
pool.
All your rares were like
it was like
pain lands.
3 pain lands.
It was 10th edition.
It was like 3 pain lands, like a Quirion Dryad or something, whatever the heck that card is called.
Yeah, Quirion Dryad.
And a doubling cube.
Not that you need it all to.
No, it wasn't Quirion Dryad was right. No, it's not. I'm trying to find the name of the card right now.
So running over Sean's mana base, he's got Cephalid Coliseum, Misty Rainforest, Underground Sea, Dryad Arbor, Dakmor Salvage, Polluted Delta, Bayou, Tropical Island, and Island.
I think it was Quirion Dryad, but anyway, regardless.
Yeah, 1 Dryad Arbor in the deck. So no.
Joel Harris, if you'd like to play in your Winamax, you need to come to this event stage now.
Man,
Joel Harris.
It is unbelievable that people will enter events and leave.
Well, why do people enter events and then just like kind of drift off?
I mean, I know you got to wait until the queue is full, so maybe he just went out to get something to eat, but it's kind of unfortunate. Actually, you know, just while we're still sitting here waiting, this is something that happened to us, and I felt like it was really made me angry when this happened at the pre-release, and I want to say it was like Morningtide or something, where it was a pre-release, so whatever. But like, you know, we're in the event, and they said, you know, the round ends at 1:45,
yes!
right?
Oh my goodness.
Round ends at 1:45, and we both finish our round at like 1:25.
Yeah.
And we go and we grab food, and we come back at 1:40, and the next round had started. They were like, well, everybody finished early, so we just started the next round, and I don't know if they gave us game losses, or I think they just gave us warnings.
game losses.
Or game losses.
We got game losses.
Right, it's like, I'm sorry, it said the round didn't end until 1:45.
We were paying attention. We made sure to be back.
We were back before the round. We were back before the round ended.
Yeah, we
were supposed to end.
We were, and
they,
the round had started. Was 5 minutes into the next round. That was one of the most like if I've ever been tilted at an event.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I lost that round.
Yeah, I don't see how I could have possibly won. You know what I found out recently, looking at my match history too, is I totally got dream crushed out of a pity pack by Colosso at like the Lorwyn pre-release. I was like, are you kidding me?
That sounds about right.
Ridiculous. It made me upset. Because I mean, like, I wouldn't even say I'm a good player. I'm definitely not a great player. I'm hardly a good player. But like, come on.
So Wienburg leads with a Grim Lavamancer, Misty Rainforest into Volcanic Island for Grim Lavamancer, and McKeown leads on the Imp, Putrid Imp, or Stinkweed Imp, or is it Putrid Imp? I know they're both in the deck, and I'm like, it's the Imp. Well, which one?
It's Imp? Putrid Imp.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wonder if Flores knew the names of cards when he did coverage.
He doesn't know the names of them now. Is that what you're saying?
Oh, you know, he would be the first to tell
Right.
you.
So there goes the imp.
He's like, and we've got some card. What is that? I know that card. That's that one that does something.
He knows the ones that are.
He does
he knows the
know.
names, so.
I mean, he knows the names of most relevant cards for sure. To be fair to him.
So he is dredging, getting the Golgari Grave Troll into his hand.
Into his graveyard.
Well, he's got a lot in his graveyard, but he just dredged the Grave Troll into his hand. But that's a
okay.
5-card dredge.
Oh, right.
One of the cards he hit was another Grave Troll.
Oh, okay. So unfortunately,
Yeah, he hit a lot of dredge
graveyard
cards.
is off of the screen, which
Yeah,
is the most relevant part of this deck right now.
Yeah, he almost should put the graveyard in
Is
the
there any
middle.
chance we can get them, since he's playing Dredge, to like slide the whole graveyard over into like the battlefield area so we can see what cards are being put in there? Because I mean, right now, I mean, it's almost like we're just watching him do nothing. You know what I mean? Like, it's really hard to follow the match if we don't. Huh? No, he can.
Well,
He's
they're
fanning it,
fanned.
but it's all off camera.
It's all
And it's
yeah,
all covered by the logo.
Right.
So we really can't see anything in his graveyard. Obviously, we have to make some
Changes for this
yeah.
kind of deck. Yeah. Some requests
when the
here.
battlefield doesn't matter as much. We definitely need to see what's going on with the graveyard.
So just in case you guys are missed the coverage from yesterday, the videos will be available at some point, probably in the next week or two, but they are not currently archived at the moment. So. Much
much
better.
better.
There
Thank
go.
you.
Perfect.
Great. So hopefully now you guys can see what's going on there in the graveyard.
If you're just joining us, I'm Joey Pasco here with Big Head Joe. We're the duo behind the podcast Yo MTG Taps.
For real.
We're here in Washington, D.C., covering the legacy portion of the Star City Games Open Series. Earlier today, we saw Jerry T win the standard portion, and now we're in round 3 of the legacy, watching Ben Wienburg playing I'm sorry. Ben Wienburg playing a counterbalance top list. Brain fart there for a second.
We'll edit it later,
Yeah.
don't worry.
Oh, okay. So Ben Wienburg with a counter top list playing against Sean McKeown's Dredge.
Still hasn't hit an Archimedes.
Wienburg has got the counterbalance on board, but I don't know how strong it is right now because all Sean wants to do is just dredge, and that's the counterbalance isn't doing much for that. And there's a Tarmogoyf. Tarmogoyf's probably pretty big. I'd venture. He just grab a 6-sider and just like it's on 6. I mean, I don't know. He didn't even count it up. Oh, they did count it up. Now it's only 5. I see. Yeah, see, instant land. They're checking. I'll let them check, and they have a better view of the cards than we do. It is 5. There's an Archimedes, there's a Dread Return, there's an Archimedes and some Imps and a Dread Return.
There we
and
go.
an Archimedes.
There's the Narcomoebas.
Wow, that was pretty big.
That was good.
So he's got the Dread Returns and the Narcomoebas right off of that one Golgari Grave Troll Dredge.
Wow.
Now, Cabal Therapy's in there. I see it kind of in the middle of that middle pile.
Yeah.
There's the Cabal Therapy. Sacrificing Narcomoeba to cast that. Yeah, are there any Dread Return targets that are worth worth grabbing right now.
I don't think so. Does he have all of his? Does he have all his grave trolls in hand?
I think there may be one in that first pile. I don't know. Hard to tell.
Great. He's got all four in hand. All 4 grave trolls in hand.
Yeah, that's what it cost him to get all those cards in the graveyard.
Right.
Yeah, it's interesting. He could have Cabal Therapied himself for the troll
Heh.
to get those back in the yard for the dread return. There's the Divining Top. And he decides to use it, spins the top.
It's a really neat concept.
There goes
flavor-wise.
there goes a troll into the graveyard. Yeah, flavor-wise, spinning the top to spinning the Divining Top. I want to see what's on top of my library. There's a Brainstorm. Swing in with some Narcomoebas. Dredge is just one of those decks in Legacy. I mean, it was a pretty close approximation of it was in Standard too. It's just one of those decks that just made possible by the huge, the size of the format, and it's one of those decks that just operates on a completely different level than other decks. And I don't mean necessarily good or bad. I just mean it's just playing a completely different game.
Yeah. It's like playing Monopoly versus Risk. It just doesn't really make much sense. Oh. There's a Bloodghast. He gets another Narcomoeba out off of that dredge. Spends about as much time organizing his graveyard as he does playing the game of Magic. Just kidding.
I was wondering about Brainstorm as well. Gabe on Twitter just questioned Brainstorm. Not to say like it's bad, but he hasn't seen Dredge running Brainstorm very much, and that was one I not knowing Dredge so well. I'm not sure. I saw the Brainstorm and thought, nah, I'm not sure if that's normal, but maybe it is. Oh yeah, Jack Bliss on Twitter. Each draw from the Brainstorm can be replaced with a Dredge. So that makes it, yeah.
That's a really good question. Huh. What did you play against?
Justin.
So
Evan lost his round 3 matchup to Enchantress. So Sean is just contentedly dropping cards into his graveyard, but also taking some beats from Tarmogoyf.
Yeah, he's dangerously low right now.
players in the draft open.
Plays a land, gets
You have
back.
now completed 3 rounds.
A blood
And we
gas.
are ready to announce your top 8. We'll be having a playoff draft. The final standings have also gone up. In random order, your top 8 are Matt Ferrando, Timothy Gablebliss, John Alisi Mullen, Donnie Halinka, Joe Gouge, John Moore, Yoel Isak, and Kevin Yee.
No Icarids in Sean's list.
We will be doing the top 8 draft at 2 o'clock. Please report to the draft area at that time.
All right, there's Rashad. Counterbalance counters the Cabal therapy with another divining top on the top of Wienburg's library. He just flashed it back and says it's still going to counter it, like it's still a little.
Why did he do that?
I'm not sure. There's a dread return. Targeting a grave troll.
Going straight counter spell on it.
Yep. Mercadian Masks
Are
counter.
we kicking it old school? We're gonna kick it old school.
Wienburg fetching up a dual land. And brainstorming, I think? Yeah, no, wait. Topping? Yeah, that's what he's doing. Looks like he went force land brainstorm on top.
I think so.
Keep your eye on this guy. This guy's gonna pop in. Yeah.
Yeah.
Following it right now. This guy.
Yeah?
I'm already.
Good. Nice to meet you.
Oh, did you get any?
There we go.
If you are in $10 draft number 2, come on up to the main event stage. Martha is going to get you started once again. $10 draft number 2, right over to Martha, please.
3-0.
Bertoncini's 3-0, good.
I think they both seem pretty
Players, we
happy.
are taking sound to our two-headed giant
over
event.
waving
If you
his
are
slip
interested in
and
this, come on up and see
Right in ear
Jason.
to ear, so seems likely.
So, Sean's relatively safe from that Tarmogoyf at the moment with the Rashads over there protecting him.
I wish that he would somehow pump those tokens so I could safely say, I think I could safely say it anyway, but I could safely say that Rashad is stronger than Tarmogoyf. All right. So we
Paul
just got
Lynch is
indication
3-0.
from Paul Lynch. I wonder if he's the Enchantress deck that beat Evan.
Aaron Stevenson to the main event stage at
Could
your
be.
convenience, please. Aaron Stevenson to the main event stage at your convenience, please.
Yeah, it was Paul that beat Evan.
Yeah, we want both Paul Lynch and Evan Irwin in a feature match. That would have been the perfect
That we
feature
could have
match
actually
last
had
round.
you guys.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. It's okay. All right, so Paul seems like he's playing a pretty spicy deck today, so
All right, we need to request him for the next feature
Yeah.
match then, you think?
for sure.
Or should we get Evan now while he's 2-1? in case he stops winning. I
That's a good
don't
question.
mean that in a bad way.
No, I mean that's valid.
If because he goes to 2-2, then it seems like a less of a reason for
Right.
for us to get a feature match for him.
So Evan's 2-1 right now. I pose this to you guys. Do you want to see Evan next round?
Yeah,
I mean, obviously
tweet
they're-
at us at SCG Live whether you want Evan.
Don't worry, we'll get Paul.
We're gonna get Paul. I
We'll
would
get
probably
Paul, but-
request Paul the round after. You
Yeah.
know, that way we'll get to see an Enchantress list. Because Paul is running Enchantress, right?
Yeah. Paul seems pretty confident, and
So there's a Light from the Loam, is that what that is? And then Bridge from Below in the Graveyard.
let us know on Twitter if you want to see Evan next round, because we want to see him. But
Well, Sean McKeown is playing, so we mean next time. We're not going to cut away from this one. Yeah, if we don't get enough votes for Evan, then we'll go with Paul.
Yeah, we're cool either way.
So go Gary Grave Troll. Believe it just got forced. Or is he dredging it? He's just holding it.
Someone just told us to cover a Belcher mirror.
No. Seems like
Okay, now Twitter's waking up and everybody wants Evan. Okay.
it seems like everybody.
We got one no
Everyone but
vote
one
for Evan. Yeah.
wants Evan so far. So
that
I'm gonna have to go for
one
it.
being Brian Kowal. All right, so
More random feature match. Some people think that we need more. Go watch the winning video now.
yeah, I don't know.
I'm guessing not.
Yeah, it looks like Wienburg won that game.
Yeah, I
Kind of was wondering the same thing.
Yeah, it was just kind of like not a whole lot seemed to be happening, and then suddenly they both scooped. So Sean's sideboard. Let's look at this.
So obviously we kind of know what Ben brings in.
Yeah, we were talking
Brings
about
in
that
the relic,
earlier.
Yeah. I guess maybe he brings in the spell pierces too.
Could.
They seem all right against like trying to
yeah.
return and.
So Sean's sideboard though, he has got 4 Goyf, 3 Echoing Truth, 3 Wastelands, 2 Nature's Claim, 1 Cabal Therapy, 1 Life from the Loam, and 1 Terastodon.
So it seems like
Yeah, where's John Medina been?
it's a good question.
I haven't seen him in a while.
He's probably trading.
Trading at this point?
Hopefully not, but he said he was playing a real deck, so
He hasn't even walked by. Yeah, there are no stifles in Ben's list. Yeah, it would be another good
Yeah.
option for him, but it's not. No main, none in the sideboard.
I think. I guess Nature's Claim comes in here, right? Nature's Claim. Probably bringing the other Cabal Therapy. I don't know where Life from the Loam gets sided in, honestly.
Okay, what we missed was Trinket Mage grabbed Engineered Explosive to clear the tokens for the Tarmogoyf.
Got it. Got it. Makes sense.
Sorry, I mean we look away to look at Twitter to see what people are saying, and then we look at the screen and they're scooping, and we missed what happened. So I mean it's just unfortunate, and sometimes and in other cases the camera cuts away, and when it cuts back to the the table, we missed a spell that was cast, so we can't always tell exactly what's happening because we don't always have the same shot, or we don't always have that overhead shot. So.
And sometimes we have a perfect shot, and we're not paying any attention.
Well, we have a lot
Sometimes.
to pay attention to.
Yeah,
we're looking at
sometimes.
deck lists as well, like
Yeah.
and looking away from the screen, and look back up and you miss something. So.
It is what it is. Things happen fast. I mean, that was dredge and deck checks and all that stuff. You know. So, players with buys this tournament were Antrazi had 1, Bertoncini had 2, Dan Jordan had 1, Lewis Laskin had 1. And I think that might be all the players in this tournament with buys. Wait, no, I'm sorry. Jerry T obviously had 2, and Ben Wienburg had 2 too. This is Ben's first round today.
Yeah, that makes sense. He did pretty well last year.
Yeah.
Jerry got his cards, by the way? I don't know if you heard.
Oh, did he?
I know he was looking for some cards. He
Right.
managed to get them all, so that's good.
Excellent. So he's playing the deck he wanted to play without any compromise, and that's good.
He was talking about somebody playing who had written down a card on his deck list and just couldn't find it, and then had to get a game loss because he didn't have that. You know, that card was not available. Like he
Yeah.
it was deck registration error.
Yep. I didn't have that happen once, but I remember when we were playing in a Sunday tournament in Baltimore,
Oh yeah.
and I had a tribal snakes deck because like I said, I was a casual player
This
back
is
then.
like
for
5,
sure.
6 years ago,
Yeah,
7
this was,
years ago.
right
Maybe. It was
before Saviors of Kamigawa was tournament legal.
right.
So,
It was after it was released. This was before they did the thing where the day it's released, the day it's released, it's suddenly tournament legal. This was when it was like it would come out, it would be available for a couple of weeks, but not be tournament legal.
right, which
and
is really
so,
confusing. I'm glad they changed that.
Yeah.
So
and what happened was you wanted cards for the deck. I had a couple. I was like, yeah, here, take these
Yeah, I was
Saviors
like,
cards.
I need,
yeah, of course.
I was like, I need Sakura Tribe Scout, right?
Yeah.
So he gives me Sakura Tribe Scouts, and I play one. As soon as I play it, I look down, like,
Savior.
raise my hand, and I was like, I just played a card that isn't tournament legal. So that was that. Got a game loss from it, and learned my lesson, I guess. Well, I guess the lesson wasn't to pay attention. I guess I'm going to put a card in a deck that isn't legal. I'm going to put it in there intentionally now. Like I've always said, say what you want about Call Go or Call Blade. Jund is still the most consistent deck in Standard.
Oh yeah.
Turn 1 Savage Lands, Judge, game loss. Perfect. Every time. It's like, it just happens every time. So, still the most consistent deck in Standard. Okay, we're starting with a simple Coliseum into a hapless researcher. Oh no, it's not a hapless researcher, sorry, it's a careful study. Whoopsie!
Nice Cephalid Coliseum.
Yep. And Ben leans off with a Grim Lava Mancer.
Just like he did in Game 1.
Yep. Whatever happened to that Grim Lava Mancer game 1?
It got removed or blocked. I mean, I don't remember specifically, but
Maybe it blocked or something? I don't know. Oh, well, Noyan's dropping.
alright.
Take it easy, man. Yeah, so unfortunately, we did not get our Noyan feature match.
Oh yeah, that he may have used the Lava Mancer to shoot itself to get rid of the bridge from below.
Huh. Oh, that's a very good point.
That's a pretty good defense against Dredge.
Yeah.
Like just inherent defense. So now Sean's on the Tarmogoyf plan, and Wienburg matches it. That's one of the more interesting things about Goif, in that it does have that one toughness, so they can just bump into each other all day. you know?
Fight Goif with Goif. I guess that's one way to do it, right?
Meanwhile, Sean's still, you know, on the dredge plan, of course. I mean, it's not going to change his entire deck, but it's taken, I guess, a little bit of a hit so that he could transform a bit and play things like Tarmogoyf that were not in his main deck. Second Tarmogoyf. Now that's a way to break serve. And a Sensei's Divining Top. The other thing is, Wienburg has Grim Lavamancer there to, he said, you know, you want to block my Tarmogoyf with your Tarmogoyf, I'm just going to burn it.
Yep. Not a bad plan.
Nicola to the main event stage, please. Nicola to the main event stage, please.
Glenn hopping in here, giving Joey a quick break.
Attention Legacy players, there are just under 10 minutes remaining in round 3. Once again, Legacy players, there are just under 10 minutes remaining in round 3.
Dredge versus 4-color countertop. Life on the line.
Like rug counters.
Yeah. He's got swords too.
Okay, so
Yeah,
4-color.
it's-
Yep.
It's 4-color with Grim Lavamancer, basically. Forcing the life in the loan. Seems reasonable. I suppose that Coliseum's pretty threatening. And that kept him off a land and a play.
Pretty sweet setup here for Ben. He's got the two Goifs in the Lavamancer, so
Yeah,
He
he can force his through.
and
But
he
the
can-
thing is, he'll kill his unless he does it before or no, this is all graveyard. Okay.
he can
I was
also-
looking at NC instance. I
He can
thought
also
it
burn
might
it out
have
with
yeah.
Lavamancer.
Well, you can finish it.
Right, that's what I mean.
The thing is, like, well, the interaction I was referring to, I thought this was his RFG pile on the lower pile.
Oh.
But so if he removed the last instant post combat, he would be killing his own Goif as a result of the damage. So he'd want to make sure he did it before
Good
assigning
point.
damage.
Very good point.
Which is the sort of tiny interaction a lot of people miss. Needless to say, he got in because Sean didn't want to throw his Goif away. Grim Lavamancer's ability to kill itself and turn off bridge is probably also pretty handy.
Yeah, we were just talking about that. Because I was wondering, I'm like, what happened to that Grim Lavamancer game 1? And then I think somebody had
Seppuku.
put it on. Yeah, exactly.
Honorable suicide.
Pretty good move there.
I suppose kamikaze might be a more specific or more politically correct terminology. We're arguing about the political correctness of kamikaze then.
I think we're just digging ourselves deeper here.
Yeah, we're gonna let this go. Shock. Okay. This is interesting. So he did take the Goif. Oh, the life. Now I understand. He did take the Goif damage from before, so he lost his Goif, but that taps out the Lavamancer, so now he can't shut down bridge if he starts doing crazy things.
Right.
So dangerous.
They've got 10 minutes
Ben
left in the
supplying
round.
the token. Yeah, I suppose for Ben this is not so bad. Although if it goes to a game 3, the dredge deck's the only one that can win especially quickly.
Yeah.
Ben can win games fast, but it's not as likely.
Okay, we don't exactly know what that card. What is that card? on the
Engineered,
top?
or which card?
Very
This
top.
one, Hapless
Hapless,
Researcher.
that is Hapless Researcher.
Yeah.
Okay.
1 mana, 1/1 looter.
Yep.
I'll sack looter. Jerry loves Hapless Researcher, incidentally.
Yeah.
Yeah. So EE for 0 clears out those little zombies. And now the Goifs are coming at you. Looks like it's it.
Yeah, that's the game.
Tapped out, 2 Goyfs attacking me with no creatures that can do anything. Oh, we've got the Researcher for 1 block, but